I'll take it from here. There was reason in that, but still it didn't satisfy. Though the reason of sending Maggie to the poorhouse, yet some people were not satisfied by this decision. The day following the day of death was made the day of burial. Now it was decided the day the lady died, they decided that we will bury her the same day. So a few neighbors were at the miserable hovel, means the broken down house or the shackle. Okay. But none followed the dead cart as it bore the unhonored remains to its pauper grave. Okay. Now, when the dead body was leaving, everybody left the house, but very few or hardly anyone attended the lady's funeral. Now, here, unhonored remains means we talk about her past life. When she was living, how she was the most hated lady in the village. She was a nuisance. She was very quarrelsome. That is why, like a lady who had no respect or lost all respect in the village. To its pauper. Pauper means penniless. A beggar is also referred as a pauper, a man who has got no money. Now this lady was a beggar lady. So pauper grave means a poor woman's grave. Farmer Jones, after the coffin was taken out of the house, placed John in his wagon and drove away, satisfied that he had done his part. Means he's very happy or very intelligently, in front of everyone, he became a goody-goody and he took away John immediately after the dead body left the house. His dead mother's body left the house. So Farmer Jones was very happy. Mrs. Ellis spoke to Kate with a hurried air. Bid your sister goodbye and drew the tearful children apart. Ere scarcely their lips had touched in the sobbing farewell. So what happens? John left. Mrs. Ellis also told Cathy, go fast, wish your sister, and let us go. Now she did not give these children time to share their sadness or the grief with each other. Hastily, others went out. Other people, as soon as the dead body left, others also left the house. Some glancing at Maggie and some resolutely refraining from a look. Now what happens? Here, some people, as they were going, they were looking at Maggie and showing their sympathy. Others, they didn't want to look at Maggie. They were just avoiding her so that they may not be caught to help her or to take her. Some people may suggest to take her with you. She was almost alone. Just beyond the threshold, Joe Thompson, the wheelwright, paused and said to the blacksmith's wife, who was hastening off with the rest. Now, maybe the blacksmith's wife was also in a hurry to leave the house, but maybe she was the last lady there. So then he said, it's a cruel thing to leave her so. So he had a word with the lady and said, it's very cruel to leave this girl alone. Then take her to the poorhouse. She'll have to go there. Answered the blacksmith, with blacksmith's wife springing away and leaving Joe behind. Okay, now what she did was, she said, take her to the poorhouse as everyone suggested, and she also, without any delay, she also left in a hurry, leaving Joe Thompson all alone. For a little while, the man stood with a puzzled air. Then he turned back and went into the hovel again. Okay. That means he was outside the house and he was in a confused state. He was thinking what to do, what not to do. Suddenly something played in his mind and he decided to enter the house. Maggie, with painful efforts, had raised herself to an upright position and was sitting on the bed, straining her eyes upon the door out of which all had just departed. A vague terror had come into her thin, white face. Now, when everyone had gone out, Joe Thompson entered the house. There he found Maggie trying to straighten herself, and she was sitting in an upright position. And very sadly, she was looking out through the door for which all the people had left. Now, who are all the people? Her dead mother, her elder brother and sister, they also left through the same door. All the people that were present in her house, all happened to be leaving through the same door. And very sadly, she was looking out of that. And suddenly, a strange fear had seeped into her body. She was beginning to get very frightened. Obviously, now she is left all alone. Her two brother and sister left her. Her mother obviously was dead and she had to be buried. Oh, Mr. Thompson, she cried out, catching her suspended breath. Don't leave me here alone. So most probably the girl was sobbing. Okay. And then when the last lady left, the blacksmith's wife left, now she was left all alone. Now the only person was there was Mr. Joe Thompson. So she pleaded him, please don't leave me here alone. Now remember the atmosphere in that house. Imagine how Maggie must have felt. I have just lost my mother. My mother is gone and is buried. My elder brother John also left me. Kathy also left me. So she was left in the lurch and in sadness. Now she's pleading, Joe Thompson, please don't leave me here alone. Though rough in exterior. Now this part you will have to describe Mr. Joe Thompson. Okay. Rough in exterior means his body was strong and very rough. Joe Thompson, the wheelwright, had a heart. And it was very tender in some places. Means he was a very kind-hearted and a very soft-hearted person. He liked children and was pleased to have them come to his shop. Okay, many of us don't like children coming to our house and touching things, touching this thing, that thing, removing things from the house. But Joe Thompson, he loved children coming to his shop, where sleds and wagons were made or mended for the village lads without a draft on their horn and sixpence. Okay, now the children would come and play. And he loved the pranks, the mischief they would do. They would jump, even if the wheels that were just repaired, they would take it and play with it. That gave Joe Thompson a lot of happiness. He loved children doing all that. So basically, he was a lover of children. No, dear, he answered. in a kind voice, going to the bed and stooping down over the child. You shan't be left here alone. Then he wrapped her with the gentleness almost of a woman in the clean bed clothes which some neighbor had brought, and lifting her in his strong arms, bore her out into the air and across the field that lay between the hovel and his home. So now he decided, he says, no, I'm not going to leave you here alone. He bent down, he wrapped her with the clean clothes, and put her on his shoulders, and he walked towards his own home. He had made up his mind that he is not going to leave Maggie alone in that miserable, broken down house and all to herself. So finally, that was the decision he had made. And he picks her up, and now he walks towards his house. Tomorrow I shall proceed with the remaining part. Thank you.